Some of the girls that were going to be in the show months ago are Victoria's Secret Angels, Daniela, Karen, Heidi, Stephanie. Pretty much half the girls were set in stone, and then half need to be found.
VP of Public Relations for Victoria's Secret, Monica Mitro, and President and Chief Marketing Officer of Intimate Brands, Ed Razik, are charged with the crucial task of selecting the new models that will make up the cast of this year's show.
We're looking for fresh faces. We're looking for new, beautiful young girls who can enhance the basic attitude of the show. We're looking for energy. We're looking for fun.
And Monica.
You got a very funny accent.
This one, it was like a first casting for me for lingerie and for shows, so it's strange because usually you don't meet many models, you have just casting for yourself.
I think every casting is different by itself, but not because it's lingerie or it's because it's fashion or this or that. It's different because it's different people.
I've done shows before that, but I mean, imagine a model just starting her first show. Of course, it's normal to be nervous. But I mean, I'm sure you'd be a little bit like, oh my God, you know, especially just to be in lingerie.
Would you mind trying something on for us and just doing a runway walk?
No problem.
Even if you look terrific and if you look great in photographs, you may not be able to walk. And what we're looking for are women that have confidence. They're going to be in their underwear. And they're going to be walking in front of, literally this year, millions of people because of the website.
We're looking for people who have a special quality coming down the runway, because it's tough to walk down a runway that long in lingerie, no matter how confident you are.
Beauty, poise, and attitude are not the only important factors in choosing the models. The girls must also be able to project this year's theme of fantasy and myth.
We're looking at our models as being characters, like who would be a good wood nymph. So we're really casting the models this year into roles in more of a, it's more drama than ever before.
As Monica and Ed scrutinize each model, they know only a select few have what it takes to make the cut.
I don't think we've got the right mix yet. We haven't found the right balance of girls. We're still looking for 3 or 4 girls to fill out the show. Leilani, I just want to get the perspective of being at the show.
Every model who's gone through the casting process knows the importance of being chosen. Victoria's Secret vet Inez Rivero saw her career catapult as a result of her appearance in the 1998 runway show.
I think it's important to be there because a lot of people is going to see you, and you know, all the media is there, so it's good for you.
Inez had the biggest year of her modeling life last year. After the show, she began working as one of the angels, and her career took off. And I think that she's had a terrific year.
The show has become the show that every model wants to do, because they know once they make it in a Victoria's Secret show, all the other clients, agencies look at them as, you know, if Victoria's Secret thinks they're good enough to be in their show, they're good enough to be in magazines or other places. And we've launched a lot of careers in the show and in our catalog.
Inez's stunning performance in the 1998 show prompted Victoria's Secret bigwigs to consider her for one of their most ambitious campaigns ever, Angels 2000.
Once you're in the Victoria's Secret group of girls that do the Angels, you feel like, okay, you've been accepted in a great group of girls. So that's already a great compliment.
Her television exposure didn't stop there. Inez was also featured in Victoria's Secret's new cotton lingerie commercials.
I think it's really, at a certain point in your career, it's really good to have a client like this, because they're going to definitely push you more, and your exposure is going to be greater, so everybody's going to see you.
After joining the ranks of such angelic beauties as Stephanie Seymour, Daniela Pestova, and our own Karen Mulder, Inez Rivero's place in the modeling world is secure.
I've been doing more editorial, and I've been doing more than before. It actually, every year it goes more. People just knows me better, so they know who I am now, and it's really cool.
Coming up later, leave the runway behind and go on location for the Victoria's Secret swimsuit catalog shoot.
It's a beautiful location, and we've been very lucky. We are treated like princess.
And up next, find out which girls will get the chance to take on the runway in the most talked about fashion show of the year.
You've done a lot of runway shows?
Yeah, I have actually.
Plus, the countdown to the show continues.
I'm Karen Mulder, and you're watching Secrets of Victoria's Secret.
Let me get one of those. Okay.
It's 2 days before the Victoria's Secret Spring Fashion Show. After scrutinizing several young beauties in their undies, Monica Mitro and Ed Razik of Victoria's Secret have decided. Among the lucky girls chosen is Leilani Bishop, who graced the catwalk for Vicky in 1995.
Leilani did our very first show when the girls had to be very, very brave. And she hadn't done any Victoria's Secret print. We just thought she had a very cute body.
The first show I did was actually their first show, and the show went well. I got lots of press from it.
She's a terrific model, a beautiful young woman who used to be a very pretty girl and has kind of grown into being a beautiful young woman, I think really in just the last year. And it was right for us to use her this year.
Leilani is excited to walk the runway for Victoria's Secret a second time, and her unique look makes her perfect for this year's show.
She's a very sweet face. Her hair and her face and her body kind of really go with the theme of the fairy and the wood nymphs, and you look for women that might be a little more delicate, and Leilani really has a great look.
Before her fitting begins, Leilani will play guinea pig for this year's hair and makeup team.
What they wanted was something very mystical and, fairy-like, so they did the long hair.
You turn the key like the Barbie doll in the back and it blows.
Too much hair. Ed's thinking it's too much hair.
The first test that we did on Leilani, she has very wavy hair, and we all agreed that we want straight. We just want it to be simple, classic, and sexy. So that's why we do a test with the clothes and with the models so that we can determine prior to the show the look that we want. So it's a process.
And for the makeup, I think it's just really natural. I call it the naturally complicated natural look, because it's not easy just to do a natural makeup, without making it look over the top. So she did a good job.
Becoming a jet-setting cover girl once seemed inconceivable to Leilani.
I grew up in Hawaii, which is a great place to grow up. I was born on Maui, and I grew up on the island of Kauai.
It was just an ordinary day at the beach with her mother when Leilani's life changed forever.
A big wave came and crashed over us, and we had to run to the parking lot, and it was like, we're kind of dramatic. And this lady was driving by, and at that time she saw us on the street, so if the wave had never come, I would have never seen her, and she asked me if I wanted to model, and I said yes.
After her career took off, Leilani landed in New York City.
I grew up in New York, because I moved here when I was 16, so I really I have a lot of New York in me. I married a New Yorker, so I'm I like New York.
Today, Leilani and her husband live on both coasts.
We have dogs, and we have our house, and my cars, and we have the best of both worlds because we can spend time in New York and with his family, and it's like we never left. And then we go to LA, and we have this great laid-back lifestyle, and I can work on my acting and go out in commercials.
As she prepares for this year's show, Leilani realizes the valuable exposure she'll get walking the runway for Victoria's Secret.
I like the whole image that it's going to give me because it is more of a sexy, womanly image, which I need right now for my career to take it, to other levels. So they can see a different side of Leilani Bishop, really, so I'm excited about that.
Joining Leilani on the runway will be some well-known supermodels who are Victoria's Secret newcomers: Kirsty Hume, Eva Herzegovina, and Gisele Bündchen.
Some of the first-timers for the Victoria's Secret show are like Eva Herzegovina, and Eva just has the, kind of traditional beauty, as well as great personality, which is, of course, very important on the runway.
They're wonderful people working with, and I think it's wonderful. I think it's wonderful to see these clothes go beyond the creation and just make it different than what you see it in the magazines.
Another one of the first-timers is Kirsty Hume, and a lot of people recognize Kirsty, especially in the editorial magazine world, because she's very popular.
So, you got your dream. Yay! Everyone for her. I know, I just
You're
said
the princess, Fairy.
I'm going to dream about this dress tonight.
You're the princess.
So beautiful.
With the models in place, the time has come to determine which searing ensembles these beauties will don on the runway.
This year I'm going to wear a very fantastic outfit. The silver boots that we wear for the Angel 2000 with a black V-string and a corset, very like a leather corset, very sexy and kind of aggressive.
Wherever we're styling the show, we're doing anything we always think, is that Victoria's Secret? Does that look like us? Would Victoria's Secret do that? And Each of the outfits is very, very special, and it looks like us.
My first outfit's a warrior outfit, and it's a little red bra type thing with some good crisscross lines. The bottom is what the interesting part is. It's kind of like a chain link metal, red, all red, and it attaches to the back. So it's not a full skirt. It's like a flap in the front and a flap in the back.
The clothing is very strong. Valentine's Day is traditionally red and black, and this year we added silver, and we have coral and pink, and just colors that you don't normally think about for Valentine's Day.
Later in the show, we'll catch up with Giselle as she gets fitted for the most revealing runway show of her career.
My parents have no idea that I'm doing this show, actually.
And coming up next, take to the beach for a seductive Victoria's Secret swimsuit shoot.
It's a Victoria's Secret. So now let's leave the lingerie behind and have a glimpse of Victoria's Secret's latest swimsuit fashions.
The beautiful islands of Mystique and Bermuda provide the backdrop for the latest Victoria's Secret swimsuit catalog. Appropriately titled This Side of Paradise, the catalog features a collection of the sexiest swimsuits around, worn, of course, by Vicky's favorite supermodels.
The models that we use at Swimvic are really Victoria's Secret women. We've used Daniela Pestova before, and she looks amazing in her suits. And of course, Tyra Banks. And Tyra Banks brings a great spirit to the shoot. You know, she has a great time. She loves wearing her swimwear. And Leticia Costa is very young and sweet, and she loves doing like the sporty suits.
The Victoria's Secret swimsuit shoot is a highly sought-after gig. For a model, landing the swimsuit catalog is almost as big as doing the runway show.
It was so exciting when my booker said, you get this job with Victoria's Secret in Bermuda, and because I know it's a big thing they do every year for a big catalog.
Well, I didn't really get a call from Victoria's Secret. We called them.
From the traditional one-piece suit to the teeny-weeny bikini, the models sport a number of unique and alluring pieces. Of those, one particular style is a definite favorite among women.
The Miracle Bra swimsuit is one of the most popular suits because you have the difference between, you can buy your actual bra size on top.
None of us have standard bodies, so sometimes you need a top that's a little bigger, a little smaller.
Color is very important to the season. You know, a lot of metallics and bronzes and silvers, and then also brights.
These gorgeous models admit the swimsuit shoot is fun, but it's not as glamorous as it looks.
The horrible thing about the island of Mystique is that the sun rises at about 5 o'clock in the morning, so we have to wake up at 4 o'clock, and we have to start hair and makeup at 4:30 and be on set at 6:15, and already the sun is like super high.
We look for the best light. We run around the island all day. It's usually very hot and very humid, and they're really very exhausted, and they have to have a lot of energy. They have to project a lot of energy in the photographs.
On this shoot, everyone's so tired, it's just like, see you in the morning. You're gonna eat at your hotel? Okay, I'll eat at my hotel. I'm getting room service. I ain't eating at all. I'm going to sleep.
Despite hours of posing in the heat, the models aren't complaining. They know modeling for Victoria's Secret is a dream job.
At 20 years old, I don't think it's a lot of girls doing the same that I do. They're in school, they stay with the parents. I think I'm very lucky. So when you're doing picture, it's so easy.
And even though the suits are skimpy, the models say they feel much more comfortable posing in bikinis than lingerie.
Wearing a bathing suit is more relaxed for me because it's an easy environment, and usually when you work on the beach, the people are also like, you know, half nude too, so it helps.
I think when you're modeling swimsuits, it's more of a, you know, look at me, you know, I'm in the water, and I don't know, it's a little bit more like posing to the camera and really trying to sell that swimsuit and really trying to make it look good and make sure all your angles are perfect.
And perfection is a must if a model wants to make the catalog's cover. But they swear there's no rivalry among them for the coveted spot.
Of course, every model wants to be on the cover. That's always the best thing because everyone sees the cover first, and that's what people remember you by, is the covers. You know, but it's not really a competition.
This year, Victoria's Secret chose Letitia as the swimsuit catalog cover girl.
We were on the beach with Letitia. The sun went down. We still had photographs we wanted to take. We were just experimenting, and we used lights at night. She had a beautiful shimmer on her skin. It was just an incredible, magical photograph that we ended up putting on the cover.
Later in the hour, we head to the runway. But first, with only 24 hours until showtime, the final fittings take place.
That's nice.
I am Karen Mulder. Welcome back to Secrets of Victoria's Secret.
Also with this, you know, like there's so much going on that
We basically have the show. We're starting to put it into place.
I think it's going to be exciting because it's really different.
It's the day before the much-anticipated 1999 Victoria's Secret runway show, and everyone's in a frenzy.
How are you?
One by one, models arrive for their final fitting.
I think this is like the shortest I would go.
And stylists put the finishing touches on the dainty wear. The models try on all of their outfits and strut the dressing room floor. With these petite fashions, a perfect fit is a must. The stylists pay close attention to how the lingerie looks on the models.
It's a hard thing to be fitted for lingerie day of show. It's just, you've got to feel very comfortable. If anything moves, you could be in trouble. And all the girls get their own cards with their names on them, and it's like a puzzle piecing them together as we're doing the fittings.
Most of the fashions in the lavish production are actually simple Victoria's Secret garb transformed to reflect the show's theme.
Basically what we've done is we've taken the Victoria's Secret bras and panties and gowns, and we've embellished them. Some are just as you can buy them in the store. I mean, you know, this was the $1 Million Miracle Bra, which we're actually going to put in the show.
The Victoria's Secret show is known for its extravagant and unique style, and this year's program is no exception. The main theme is fantasy and myth, the perfect setting for Vicky's Angels to make a sexy return.
I think I shouldn't flap them because then it looks weird.
Okay.
The frantic pace continues as model Giselle Bündchen arrives for her last fitting. This Brazilian beauty may be new to Victoria's Secret, but she's logged many a mile on runways throughout the world. Giselle has walked for Ralph Lauren, Calvin Klein, and Christian Dior. In fact, it was a real coup for Victoria's Secret to land Giselle for the show.
Well, Giselle is probably, if not the hottest model in the world at the moment, certainly one of the hottest models in the world, and we weren't sure until the last minute whether or not we could get her for the show because she's kind of always double and triple booked on every day. I think over the last couple of years, the show has gotten substantially stronger. Giselle wouldn't have done the show last, say, 4 years ago.
We have noticed her for a while. She has a beautiful body, great personality, and she's really perfect for Victoria's Secret. She's a great runway walker.
Giselle was discovered at the age of 14 by the Elite Modeling Agency while on a school field trip. At the time, however, she had no desire to become a model.
They came talk to me, my mom was with me, and then they invited me to be an elite, and I'm like, no, what is that modeling? I wanted to be a volleyball player. I'm like, you're wrong, what are you talking about?
Soon after, Giselle reconsidered and joined the agency.
I started to work for a bit, just for fun, when I was not in the school. And then in '97, I came to New York to try to work. And I didn't speak any English then in the beginning of '97. So I had to learn English, and in the beginning it was hard, you know what I mean? But was good too. It was a great experience for me, and I really like it. And then from '97 then to today, I'm here, you know.
In spite of her vast runway experience, Giselle has never done a show quite like this one.
Don't film here. My parents have no idea that I'm doing this show, actually. I don't know. I don't think they will mind. I mean, I normally don't do lingerie, but I think it's okay with them since I'm not wearing anything small or you know, too sexy. I'm wearing everything is nice. So I don't know how it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be different, and it's gonna be I have no idea. Everybody's talking about it's like a big show.
Later, this year's show gets some expert reviews.
It's like pure fantasy. It's kind of intimidating, but it was definitely some fantasy.
Up next, Karen Mulder gets us a backstage pass to the exclusive event.
What did your boyfriend, husband think about this?
My boyfriend's dying to be here, but he's in London, so.
And the countdown to the show continues. Live for the 1999 Victoria's Secret Spring Runway Show. The vast Cipriani Hotel in New York's bustling financial district is transformed for the event.
We're very happy to be down in Wall Street today. We had Stephanie Seymour ringing the bell at the closing at Wall Street. The men went crazy down there. They were telling us that usually the guys go home, right after the bell, they're gone, the place is empty. They didn't want to leave. They just wanted to stick around and see Stephanie.
With only hours until showtime, the staff puts finishing touches on every detail of their extravagant production.
This thing is hundreds of hours of work, and the pressure is insane. You're dealing with all of those issues of nuance and how do you carpet the floors and what color is that carpet, what kind of chairs go on it, what are you doing with all that? And you're going through all of this, and it's 100,000 individual decisions, and the 100,000 individual decisions get down to 14 or 15 minutes on the runway.
Late in the afternoon, the models begin to arrive.
Yeah, I'm ready for hair and makeup. I need hair. It needs to be straight, very straight and cut.
Okay.
Our lovely host Karen Mulder works the room to find out what the other models think about parading the runway in their panties.
Stephanie Seymour. We're here with Stephanie Seymour, mother of 3 children. How does it feel to do the Victoria's Secret fashion show?
It feels like it's like being a Las Vegas showgirl for 15 minutes.
Are you nervous at all?
You know what? I never get nervous, but I have been having this thing in my head that I'm going to fall. I don't know why. I've never fallen on a runway ever, but I don't feel like it'll be my fault. I think it's going to be like the shoes, like they're going to be too slippery and they don't cut the bottoms up right.
They are a little bit difficult.
So I don't know. I've never done that before, but I feel like I'm going to.
Well, we're all looking forward to it. Heidi, baby, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing? Give me a kiss.
Now, there are lots of new girls this year. Like a couple of years ago, I knew everyone. There's a new generation that has come in. Do you feel like this is any different from a regular fashion show?
Oh yeah, it's a huge production. It's such, media, and I mean the men, come on, men are usually interested in fashion, but not this much.
It's completely different from the rest of it, from all of the other shows. So I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. So I'm excited. Let's see, let's start.
So, Ava, have you been preparing for this fashion show? Have you been going
much? My God, I did the gym, I went to the body scrub, I did the tanning, the whole... Just kidding.
You really did? No, you did not. Are you refusing to wear certain things? You're like, no, I'm sorry, I can't deal with this?
Yeah, like the G-string thing.
Kirsty? Kirsty, how are you?
Good, don't kiss me, I have a cold.
Oh, she has a cold. Besides having a cold, are you doing well?
Yes, I am. Thank you.
Are there things that you forget it, I'm not wearing that?
Well, I didn't really want to walk down the runway in a G-string, which I'm not.
They tried that on me too.
I'm happy I'm not doing that.
Is this show any different from other fashion shows?
Yeah, definitely. The underwear, the spectators, the internet, the...
I know, knowing that millions of people are going to be watching this, does it make you nervous at all?
Live. That's what it makes you a little bit nervous. They can't even edit you out if you mess up.
I know. Is there anything that you refused to wear, when you did your fitting?
A G-string. I just didn't want to see my butt up and down.
See, everybody has a problem with the G-string.
Yeah.
Everybody says the same thing. Odile, the hair looks fantastic. What happened? How come all the girls have such long hair?
It's a miracle.
Are you guys nervous for the fashion show?
A little bit.
A little bit? Is it different from any other fashion show you've done?
Definitely.
Yes. Yeah, why?
Lingerie.
Uh-huh.
Showing your ass on the runway.
So what does your boyfriend, husband think about this?
Well, my boyfriend's dying to be here, but he's in London, so.
Well, I bet my boyfriend is kind of jealous that everybody's watching my body, but he still loves it.
In the midst of the chaos, the models are pulled from the makeup room for a full rehearsal.
Everybody be quiet, be quiet. All models put on your fairy shoes unless you have a lace-up shoe. If you have a lace-up shoe, put that on so you know if it stays up. The fairy shoes are the hardest ones to walk in. You'll know what you're dealing with. And I need them now, even if they're looking like that. Yeah. Just go down the stairs to the racks that are backstage, Letitia. Elsa. Kirsty Hume. Missing.
2 minutes on this. Daniela. Choose likeness in school, too. This will be, without question, the biggest fashion show in history. More people will see this show tonight than all other shows in the history of the world. So it's really about being very strong on the runway and having a lot of self-confidence.
Do a fast rehearsal and then get you into hair and makeup.
After the rehearsal, the girls head back to the makeup room for final touches.
I'm finished. I probably, because I've done my hair at the beginning, so probably they're going to have to retouch everything again. But everything is done. I just have to go and put my robe on to don't have any, any lines like bra lines or panty lines, because we're going to be pretty naked out there. So that's all I have to do. Just go for my robe and then maybe have a drink.
Yes, let's go and get a drink. I think it would be a good idea just before the show. We don't get nervous at all, but we do want to go and get a drink. Could I have a Bellini, please?
We'll catch up with Karen and the other models after the break as they head down the runway in the 1999 Victoria's Secret Runway Show. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to the Secrets of Victoria's Secret. I think the show's about to begin. I've got to go get changed, so I'll see you on the runway.
With more than 800 eager onlookers present and millions more logged onto the website, the Victoria's Secret Evening of Fantasy and Myth begins.
I think that the Tonight Show is the perfect union of high tech and high fashion. First scene that you'll see on the runway is a very powerful kind of warrior attitude.
Wearing elaborate outfits, the models have a chance for some theatrics of their own.
In the one that I have that leather corset, and I'll just walk out and be a little bit more aggressive, and I walk a little bit tougher, and I could be a little bit more serious.
Across town, a gaggle of lucky onlookers catches the show live on the Jumbotron at Times Square.
We had special animation done where the first section you actually see running water and you see birds coming in, and the animation was done over hours and hours and hours of time. In the second act, it's really a reoccurring thing of angels. We have goddesses and angels, and there are typical angels that everyone is used to seeing, and they're different this year because we have them in blue.
These sultry angels are careful to preserve their virtue.
Well, I'm very conscious of my posterior. So I'm just trying to make sure that doesn't show. That's one thing I'm thinking about. Don't show the booty.
The third section then goes into wood nymphs, and it's a very cute section because it's all very, very earthy, and we have a lot of special details. The girls have flowers in their hair, they have branches, there are some very delicate wings.
When a real pixie flies onto the stage, the fairy tale is complete. Well, almost. Here come the fairies.
I'm this like little Tinkerbell, you know. It's so adorable, and it's wonderful to see, you know, the fantasy.
This is it. I have no words for what just happened. It was fabulous. We had a great time. I mean, this was the most exciting fashion show since a long time. It was, I think the fashion show, this Victoria's Secret fashion show is really getting better and better every year.
The girls look terrific like that, and I couldn't see myself with wings anyway, so it's all good.
I saw some beautiful things. I was like, wow, I come home to that, I'd be a very happy guy.
I liked everything. I liked some of the stuff that wasn't so necessarily lingerie looking, you know. Some of it, you know, I've seen girls almost wear on the street, so it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
First time. I'm not mad. It's going to be my second time next year. It's going to be my third time the year after that.
It was great. It was like, I wasn't half as nervous as I thought I would be, and it was like really, the music was great, so the energy was, you know, the walk was really intense and really fun.
Were you nervous out there tonight?
I wasn't nervous before the end. When I went out with the wings, that's when I get a little bit nervous.
I had a good time. Just my shoes. The last time I went out with that like sparkly like diamond bra, they were so small. My shoes were like 3 sizes too small, and I was dying up there. I just hope the audience didn't know that.
So you said you thought you might fall tonight, but you didn't fall, right?
I didn't fall, but those shoes made me feel like I was gonna fall. So it's the same thing.
You think you want to be in this show again next year?
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah. Now that I've been de-virginized,